when you get out on your own truck. Shoot, truck driving is not that hard if you pay attention. It's really not. You know what I'm saying? You feeling all right over there? All right. Am I being too hard on you? All right. If I am, just let me know. Say, you can, because I'm trying not to be. I don't know where's your mind? What's going on with it? Where is it? You can talk to me. What's going on? That doesn't matter. But what's going on in general? In general, you got like what's in your mind? What's going on? Your guy? He passed away? Oh, you have a friend that passed away back home. Nice. Finally, I'm alive. I don't know how long it's gonna work, but yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, sometimes on the road, man, you got a lot of things you got to deal with, and you gotta somehow like when you're working, you gotta somehow like just. I mean, you still gotta like concentrate. You know what I mean? I mean, driving gives you a lot of time to think, right? Gives you a lot of time to think about things, problems, what's ahead, Christmas, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know what was going on, man. It's not really complicated. It just wasn't fucking working. I don't know why. I didn't do anything. It's working now. Let's see how long it works. But yeah, you just gotta try to leave all that stuff, you know, out of your mind, because it can cause you to have a problem. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I do. You know what I mean? Everybody has problems. Everybody has things that are probably on their mind. You know what I mean? It's hard not to think about them when you're on the road. I mean, it's hard to not think about them because you have time. You have nothing but time. This can be a somewhat of a boring, you know, job. Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry to hear that though, man. How old was he? 70s? Retired? Yeah, yeah. His son's in the army. That's cool. Yeah. I just don't want to, right? My bracelets. Um. Oh shit. Hold on. One of them's for like autism awareness, and the other one is I'm a dad. Like that. So that's why I got two little girls, and so that's why I wear that one. I'm a dad, and then I got the one for the autism awareness, is because I have uh, my fiance's nephew has autism, so I just wear it for that. Oh, so are you ready to go to Dollar General, man? You got you got 2 weeks left. Two, two, that's what's up, man. Yeah. Oh yeah, Dollar General. It's gonna be a challenge, but it's not gonna be an impossible challenge. There's other drivers that do the dollar counts, and they do it just fine. They make a good living. They're home every weekend, so I did it for a while. It's not impossible. It's just a little bit more challenging physically. Driving wise, it's the same, but physically, it's obviously more physical than what we're doing. But other than that, it's the same. The way you deal with the customers, like the managers and the paperwork and all that type of stuff, is like the same process. Yeah, you just pull up in there. You back up to the door. They're not gonna have a dock like we do. We don't have a dock, or we have a dock. Dollar General's not gonna have a dock. They're gonna have a door, maybe two doors, maybe one door. You back up kind of close to the door. You lift you open. Well, you don't break the seal. The store will cut the seal off. They'll take the seal off for you. All right, and then you lower your you're gonna have a lift gate. You lower that down, and then you're ready to rock and roll when they open the doors, and then you open your trailer doors. You're ready to go. Start pulling stuff out. Start, it tells you in the trailer there'll be yeah there'll be store numbers on each of the rotainers, and then when you get to like how when we're doing our stores there's like a barrier in between. Tells you right. You'll have that a little bit at Dollar General. It'll have stop signs everywhere. It'll say stop, STOP, big, and like it'll look like a stop sign. It'll have it all over, so that's kind of where you stop. That's where you stop unloading. Yep, and then you close up shop. And you go to the next store. You do the same thing until it's empty. When that trailer's empty, you go back to your distribution center and you get another trailer. You get the pre-assignment loads on the Qualcomm, just like we do now. Everything's going to be the same on Qualcomm, except for you're going to be sending an extra message. You're going to be sending a macro 40, which is your unload pay, like for when you're done. You're going to send all that is so you get paid for unloading the trailer. But we don't do that here because we don't unload. Right. And then the difference, like when you get to your stores, when actually you start unloading, like right now when we get to our stores, we're not unloading, right? So we go off duty. All right. When you go to the store on Dollar General, you are actually performing the unloading process. So you'll be on duty. You'll change your status. You know how we can go off duty. Right. You'll be on duty unloading. So your biggest problem on that job will be managing your 14-hour clock. Your 14-hour clock, a lot of times, will run out before it's going to run out before your drive time. It just is. You know what I mean? Like you may only drive like 6, 8 hours. Then the other hours you're going to be using that unloading. You know what I mean? Sometimes you may drive 8, 10. It just depends. But a lot of the 14-hour clock is going to be used during the unloading process. Yeah. So that's why, like even now, you see how big of a rush I'm in.
So whenever it's your 14-hour ends, you don't have to drive. You have to, wait there until the next set. Because you don't have to drive again. When you run out, you're in the store in a 14-hour run out.
Yeah, if you're at your store and whenever your 14-hour clock runs out, you can't drive. You can't drive until you take at least an 8-hour break. But most of the time, you're going to take a 10-hour break. The majority of the time, 10 hours. That way, you get a full 14-hour clock back and your full 11-hour clock back.
The last store, you can even sleep there.
You sleep in your truck. The majority, but you should be able to make it back to the distribution center.
After your 14-hour clock.
No. Yeah. You should have enough time on your 14-hour clock to make it back to the distribution center. Like we do. You see how I go back every night? You're going to do basically the same thing. All right? You're going to go back, and what you're going to try to do, you're going to try to have enough time on your 14-hour clock to make it back to the distribution center and also make it to your next store that night. That's what you want to do. That keeps your clock, that keeps you in a good position to be able to manage your clock for the next day. Okay? Because if you get behind on one day, that puts you behind on the next day. You know what I mean? It's harder to catch up. They will plan out the loads in a way that should enable you time to get back. That's how they give you the loads. Right. They give if you don't have a lot of time, like if you go real far one day, right, and you get back that night, the next day your first stop may not be that far away. That way you can make it. Right. Because a lot of times the stores start unloading. You start unloading at like 7 in the morning. Sometimes they're 8, sometimes 9. Most of them are 7 in the morning. You will get some that you got to unload like 4 o'clock in the morning, right? They may only be what is called a front door delivery, whether it be like downtown Richmond or downtown somewhere like that where you got to park. There's no, you can't get to the back side of the store. There's no way to do that. So you go to the front of the store. They'll have specific directions on the paperwork and on the Qualcomm that tell you that this is a front door delivery, and your fleet manager will inform you that too. You know what I mean? So you deliver to those places super early in the morning before they open and before traffic gets real busy, right?
So for those ones you deliver to the front door, are you responsible to, pull them in after you deliver on the door? Or
All you do is unload the stuff. You take it off the truck and put it and push the rotainer into the door, and that's it.
Okay.
When it's a front door delivery, they take it and put it wherever it needs to go.
Okay.
And when it's a regular normal delivery, you go to the unloading door, if you will, and you push. They will have you line all the rotainers. Yeah, they're like, hey, line them all right here. Da da da. Put food here. Put chemicals over there and whatever. If there's a rotainer and they got water and bleach on it together, then it just goes. Just put it in there. I mean, you're not gonna separate the rotainer for them. No, you're not gonna put nothing on the shelves ever. No, that's not. We don't merchandise. We just deliver their product. We just deliver their product. That's all we do. They tell you to put something on the shelf. You tell them that's not your job, because it's not. They won't ever tell you to do that. How y'all doing? The lives worked pretty well for, what is it, 13 minutes. So that's pretty good. I don't know. It's working. I'm happy about that. Basically, this was a trial to see if the YouTube was going to work, if the live was going to work. It is. So cool. I've been talking to my student, see how he was doing, and try to go live at the same time. I don't teach my students to park in the fuel aisle, do I? No, I don't.
You do what?
What do we do when we get to a fuel aisle and we're getting fuel?
Yeah.
What do we do when we're done getting fuel?
When we're done, we look back.
We do what?
I think you point your, how do you call it? When you're getting fuel, it's on duty.
No. When you're done getting fuel, when we're done, when we get back in the truck, right? And let's say we were gonna run into the store and get something. What do we do?
Up duty.
No, that's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you, what do we do with the truck? What do we do with the truck when we're done getting fuel?
Okay, we pull forward and then.
We pull forward.
Yeah.
And we pull forward to the line that's in front of the. There's a line in front of the fuel pumps that, when you're done pulling fuel, you pull forward, and you park there, and you can run inside, make it quick, get a drink, get a coffee, get a hot dog, some chips, Arby's, whatever it is. Trying to be no more than 10 minutes, right? Get back to the truck, and get on down the road. That's what we do, and that's what I train him to do. Hopefully he remembers all these steps when he's on his own truck. And if he forgets, there's going to be people behind him at the field out honking the horn at him to remind him, move forward. So that's what I train him to do. A lot of it's common sense, but you know, so common sense isn't common these days. Shout out stop. No, right now we're on Interstate 81 going about 65 miles an hour, and I don't want to do that because right now I want to maintain 65 as much as you can to get back to the distribution center at a decent time. The speed limit is 70 miles an hour. We're going 65. So, and we're still passing trucks on the right that are on the right going slow, like Prime, TMC, JB Hunt. Let's see what other ones are we passing. Night. We're passing Swift, obviously. So, we're passing all those trucks because we are able to go 65 miles an hour in our Warner governed truck, and that's still a little bit faster than all these other mega carrier companies. The automatic truck is running good. There are some things about it that I don't really like, but just a short overall opinion of it. I like it. It's easy. You don't got to worry about what gear you're in. Especially training. Like for me, it doesn't matter. I can drive a stick, 10 speed, or obviously the automatic. It don't matter to me. Hold on, you got a car. Did it go by? All right. Good job. But I don't know. For me personally, I probably still would prefer my manual. But I mean, I haven't had any problems with the automatic, even backing up. It's been fine. The only problem that I would maybe complain about is like if you're backing up to a dock that's like uphill, it doesn't do very good to do that. Times the clutch like will overheat. Let it cool down and then back up again after it cools down. And that's only happened one time. It was definitely brand new to me, but yeah. Manuals. My manual truck had way more power. I felt like it took off way faster. I can maintain my speed way easier on hills. The Jake brake wasn't as severe, I guess you would call it, or as powerful, I guess, on the manual. It wasn't as powerful. Unless you're, I don't know, it wasn't it was good, you know what I mean? But it wasn't like overly powerful. On the automatic, the Jake brake, if you put it on high, it almost throws you through the windshield. It's ridiculous. It'll go from like this automatic is a 12-speed automatic. So sometimes if you're going like if you got the Jake brake or engine brake in the highest gear or the highest setting, I mean, and you start slowing down, that thing will go from 12th to like 9th gear and like rev all the way up to like 2,500 RPMs, and that thing will be whining out like crazy, like super powerful, like wow, like super crazy. It's like holy cow, but it's a little bit too much at times. Yeah, it's definitely crazy. I mean, if we run the Jake brake, we usually run it in the medium, the second setting, the medium, and it acts a little bit. It's not super drastic where it's like throwing you forward or It's like I feel like if it's on high, the highest setting, it slows you down too much. Like, and you just want to slow down a little bit, And it's not as responsive as it was like on the manual. Like On the manual, the Jake, as soon as you let off the throttle, it would kick in like immediately. As soon as you let off. This, there's kind of like a little bit of a delay, like a 3-second delay, and then the Jake will kick in. And it's a little bit weird. You know, it took a little bit to get used to. The way I run it, the way that I run this is that I actually, you can select to be like in a manual mode to where you can shift it yourself, right? So the way I do it is that I can keep the engine brake on the high setting in manual mode, and it's not nearly as drastic. And I can also select the gears. You know what I'm saying? You just bump it up or down. Down. If you bump it down, that obviously lowers the gear. If you bump it up, that obviously raises the gear. If you're going too fast for the gear you're trying to select, it won't go to it. So the only problem with the manual, selecting the manual, is that it will only go like 62, 63 miles an hour in the manual mode. So when I'm just cruising, I keep it on the automatic setting, and it'll go 65. So, you know, it's a little bit of to me, it's a little bit more like work, I guess, to put it in the manual mode, because you gotta keep selecting the gears and all that up and down, and then you gotta remember sometimes to put it back in auto mode when you get going down the interstate, so it'll go 65. But overall, I like my new truck. There's more room. You don't have a gear stick in the way. You know, it's a little bit more space. Um, I've been real busy this whole almost 2 months straight, super busy training, giving my full attention as best I could, trying to make them as well prepared as possible for when they go on the road by themselves and I'm not sitting next to them. And the peak season is almost over. January 1st is coming up, and that is when the peak season should die off and get back to running like kind of normal schedule, not working Saturdays and you know, every day, you know. So I can't wait for that. I will be training like 1 or 2 more students. So if you are getting ready to go to orientation, you're going to like Allentown, Pennsylvania, or you're going to maybe even the Atlanta terminal, I possibly could be the trainer that you get, depending on the timing and everything like that. He has about 2 weeks left on this truck, and then I'll be looking for another student. I'd like to get a student that I could meet before they get on my truck. And if you're going to go to an orientation with Warner, maybe in a week and a half or 2, please get a hold of me and let me know, and we can try to work it out. You know what I mean? If you live in Virginia, and you know, somewhere around where I live, which a lot of you probably don't, that would be a lot easier. So if you live anywhere near Fredericksburg or Richmond or Newport News, or let's say even maybe a little bit of Maryland, that could be possible. You know what I mean? But yeah, you maybe a Stafford, Virginia, or just somewhere around that area, that could be possible for you to like go home on the weekend. You may have to park your vehicle at a place, but you obviously got to be back, you know, to go back on a truck. But if you don't live in the area, it's still possible for me to be your trainer. You just, you know, won't be able to go home on the weekends. You'll be up in the hotel room, which the hotel that we choose is around a lot of things. There's a mall. There's freaking it's called Central Park. They got all kinds of shops, all types of restaurants, all types of bowling, movies. Everything is real right near the hotel that we use in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Can you not hear me? Is it not working, Miller? Can you hear me? I don't know. Before it would tell me the audio and visual and video wasn't working. I don't know. I tried it just now and it's working. So I'm gonna keep going as long as it works. Let me know if you can see me. Let me know if you can hear me if you come in. If you can't hear me, say it's not working. If you can, just say, hey, it's working. But yeah, training is going pretty good. Um, you know, doing the best I can, and that's all I can do. If you noticed, I started dipping again. So yeah, the little vapor thing or my vape, I need to get a new one, and I'll be maybe doing that again and dropping the dip. But right now I'm dipping, been a lot of stress, a lot of working every day kind of stuff, and I didn't have time to keep worrying about my damn vape, getting vape juice, getting the right coils, all that battery charge, all that kind of stuff. Tank leaking. I'm like, you know what? I'll fix that when I got time. I ain't worried about it right now. Hope everybody's all prepared and ready for Christmas and all that, and getting ready to go see their families and all that kind of stuff. If you're out on the road, hopefully you're able to get home. Hopefully you're able to, the company that you're working with sends you home for the holidays, at least for 1 or 2 days for Christmas, and you're able to be there with your families. I know my girls this year are gonna get a good Christmas, especially me out being gone working as much as I'm working. I'm trying to make sure they have a really good Christmas this year. That way they know that, hey, this is what Daddy was doing out there, training out there, working hard, staying gone, and I want to make it, worth it. Even though all the presents are technically from Santa, right? But I want them to know that they were really good this year, and Santa Claus, seen it, and it can give them everything they wanted this year. That's for sure. I got my Santa got my oldest daughter an iPad Mini 4, so she's gonna be super excited to have that. So yeah, they're gonna have a pretty good Christmas, no doubt. It's the first Christmas that we've had in our new house. We got a Christmas dinner set up before Christmas dinner. It's actually on Saturday. I'm praying that I'm able to have off this Saturday to be there, and I'm just praying that I can get it off. Um, yeah, if I can't, then I just work as hard as I can to get home as soon as I can Saturday. I mean, that's all I can do. I asked them, and depending on the loads and all that, and we'll see. It's not really. I told them if they need me, they need me. It is what it is. But if not, I appreciate it. You know, I kind of threw it out at the last minute. I didn't realize that we were going to be working this Saturday. But I don't know why I thought that. We worked every Saturday pretty much since peak season started. I have had like uh, a Sunday off and I had a Saturday off not long ago. So that was pretty cool. I know I was getting a little burnt out. I worked a month straight, every day for a month. I was getting pretty burnt out. I think they probably seen it a little bit, and gave me a day off, and that made a world of difference. The next couple of weeks, got my batteries recharged, and was able to get some rest, spend a little bit more time home, and I greatly appreciated that. So big shout out to my fleet managers for getting me those days and give me a break. It was my first time training, also during peak season, so it made it a little bit harder. And also during the holidays, which is harder. So, but it's all good. Hopefully it's all with it when my girls get what they want, for Christmas and all that. So, yeah. I appreciate you guys stopping by, check out the live video. I know it's been a while. Like you guys know it wasn't working, but it's working again now. So hopefully I can be making some more videos and on a more regular basis again. And yeah, hopefully it just keeps on working, and that'll be a good thing. So you guys know I'm TK, and appreciate the likes, appreciate the comments, and all that, and all my subscribers. I am growing in subscribers. I really appreciate it. I'm up to 305 subscribers, which is awesome. It's not about the subscriber amount. It's about just people that are trying to look to come into the trucking industry. And if they're considering Werner, I'm a person that they know they can come talk to. I've helped out numerous people with what Werner has in their area, and I've talked to people on the phone. I've texted them, emailed me. There's probably not one person that's emailed me that I haven't emailed back within a relatively short period of time. So if you don't know what my email is, it's truckerkennedy24@gmail. You can email me your name and maybe your zip code that you live in, or that you want to work out of, and I will send you the accounts that Werner has in your area, which will maybe help you determine whether or not Werner will be a good fit for you. And if you do have a Instagram, you can follow me on Instagram at Trucker Kennedy. I post some videos on there. I've been doing more lately, and I post pictures and stuff on there, just trucking related or just anything related, family, just whatever's going on with me at that time. You can follow me on Instagram at Trucker Kennedy. Email me, truckerkennedy24@gmail, if you want accounts that Werner has in your area. I'm TK. And as always, if you give your best, there's no way you can fail. I'll holler at you guys later. And stay safe, and I'll holler at you. Peace.